Oh yes, that's right. This is when the first government-sanctioned super soldiers first started appearing. The first one was Eagle Jones, the All-American. As the Jekyll Juice crisis escalated and independent heroes like Captain Tougharm, Solomon 7, Peter Saint, and Meckerman began operating outside government control, President Adam Lincoln and his advisors decided it was time to create their own symbol. They needed a hero who represented American strength, patriotism, and order. Enter Eagle Jones, a former U.S. Army captain, Eagle Scout, and college football star from Texas. Jones was the perfect recruitment poster, tall, muscular, square-jawed, and genuinely believed in the ideals of America. He was handpicked by President Lincoln himself and enhanced through a secret government program, covertly funded and influenced by Red Star Technologies. They gave him a refined, more stable version of Jekyll Juice, combined with cutting-edge power armor and a specially designed shield. Eagle Jones wears a sleek red, white, and blue tactical suit with a green checkered cap, his personal lucky charm from his scouting days. He carries a large circular shield with a bold white eagle emblem on a blue field. He is the government's golden boy, strong, charismatic, and media-friendly. His powers include superhuman strength, agility, and endurance. Jones is the classic all-American hero on the surface, confident, patriotic, and idealistic. However, he is also deeply loyal to the U.S. government and President Lincoln. He genuinely believes the man-made angels and state-controlled superhumans are necessary to restore order. This puts him at odds with independent heroes like Captain Tougharm, who see the government's actions as becoming tyrannical. He often clashes philosophically with Solomon 7, Peter Saint, and Meckerman, viewing them as vigilantes, while he represents legitimate authority. During a massive Jekyll Juice-fueled riot in downtown Chicago, Eagle Jones made his public debut. He dropped from a man-made Angel's dropship, shield gleaming, and single-handedly turned the tide of the battle. As he stood on top of a flipped police car, shield raised, he addressed the crowd and the cameras. "I am Eagle Jones. I stand for the United States of America. We will bring order to this chaos. We will protect the innocent, and we will bring every criminal, vigilante, and monster to justice under the law." Captain Tougharm watched from a nearby rooftop as Eagle Jones and a squad of man-made angels rounded up mutants, some dangerous, some simply scared civilians who had gained powers. Tougharm's expression darkened. The government finally made their own hero, and with that, the lines in the superhuman war were drawn even clearer. Next one was the Green Gunniac. His real name is Gunter "Gunny" Green, a former U.S. Army Special Forces operator known for his borderline obsessive love of the color green long before Jekyll Juice ever existed. Gunny was already painting his gear, weapons, and even his Humvee green before the crisis began. His squad mates used to joke that he was colorblind in reverse. When the government started recruiting enhanced soldiers for their superhuman task force, Gunny volunteered immediately. He was given a controlled dose of a government-refined Jekyll Juice variant. The mutation amplified his already intense fixation. Now he literally only sees the color green. Everything else appears in dull shades of gray. Instead of being hindered by this, Gunny leaned all the way into it. He repainted every single piece of his tactical gear, weapons, ammunition, and even his helmet bright green. He now goes by the call sign the Green Gunniac. He is a walking green machine. He wears full military tactical gear, all meticulously painted or dyed green. He carries an arsenal of green-painted firearms and explosives, and has a habit of spray painting enemy vehicles, weapons, and sometimes even captured mutants green after defeating them. His powers include enhanced strength, reflexes, and combat instincts from the Juice, extreme marksmanship, and tactical expertise. Green Rage. When he gets angry, his strength and pain tolerance increase dramatically. He claims this is because green is the color of victory. Obsessive Focus. Once he locks onto a target, he rarely loses them. He is intense, loud, and unhinged in the best possible way. He speaks almost entirely in military jargon mixed with green-themed metaphors. He is fiercely loyal to the United States and President Lincoln, and genuinely believes he is helping restore order. He has a rivalry with Eagle Jones, who he calls Captain Red, White, and Blue, and looks down on independent heroes like Captain Tougharm, calling them ungoverned chaos magnets. During a massive Jekyll juice-fueled riot, the Green Gunniac made his debut alongside Eagle Jones and a squad of man-made angels. He rappelled from a dropship, green-painted rifle in hand, and immediately opened fire on a group of mutants. Target acquired, painting the battlefield green, boys, he roared as he charged forward. When Captain Tougharm appeared to protect some civilians who had gained powers, the Green Gunniac locked eyes on him. Well, if it isn't the stretchy alien boy. Time to bring you in, you fucking freak. He unleashed a barrage of green-painted bullets while shouting battle cries like "Green is the only color that matters," and "Let's make this world green again." Captain Tougharm barely escaped the encounter, more confused than injured. From that day forward, whenever the Green Gunniac showed up on the battlefield, one thing was certain: everything was about to get very, very green. The next one was Sniper. His real name is Marcus Storch, a former elite US Army sniper with a legendary reputation. Before Jekyll Juice, Mark was already considered one of the best sharpshooters in the world. Calm, patient, and deadly, he never missed. During a botched operation against a group of powerful Jekyll Juice mutants, Mark was critically wounded. Shrapnel took his right eye. As he lay bleeding out, barely conscious, a government recovery team reached him and administered an experimental, highly refined version of Jekyll Juice. He survived and became something more. Now known simply as Sniper, he is one of the government's most precise and feared assets in Project Seraphim. Even with only one eye, his accuracy is superhuman, many say supernatural. He claims he can see the bullet's path before he pulls the trigger. Sniper wears a mix of military camo pants, a bright green tactical shirt, his personal signature, and black combat boots. He keeps his head mostly shaved with a small mohawk and wears a black eye patch over his missing right eye. He is almost always seen carrying his custom black sniper rifle. His powers include superhuman marksmanship, he essentially never misses. Enhanced vision and spatial awareness in his remaining eye. Extreme patience and focus, he can stay motionless in position for days. Minor predictive ability, he can sense movement and calculate trajectories with terrifying precision. Sniper is quiet, dry, and extremely professional. He speaks very little, but when he does, it's usually a deadpan one-liner right before pulling the trigger. He has a quiet rivalry with the Green Gunniac, who he finds too loud and chaotic, and respects Eagle Jones as a leader. He follows orders without question, believing that strong central authority is the only way to restore order in the Jekyll Juice crisis. During a large-scale operation to capture a group of dangerous mutants, Sniper was positioned on a distant rooftop, over a mile away from the battlefield. Through his scope, he watched Captain Tougharm fighting off a squad of man-made angels. As Tougharm stretched his elastic arm to save a civilian, Sniper's finger rested on the trigger. "B target acquired," he whispered. Bang, B, the shot rang out. The bullet flew true, only for Tougharm to barely sense it at the last second and twist his body, the round grazing his shoulder instead of hitting center mass. Sniper lowered his rifle slightly, a rare look of mild surprise on his face. He's fast. He chambered another round, adjusted his aim, and spoke calmly into his comms. "Tell Man-God Connor that Tougharm is slippery, but nobody dodges me forever." The next one was Gatling Man. His real name is Gavin Martell, a former US Army machine gunner and heavy weapons specialist known for his love of overwhelming firepower. Gavin was loud, aggressive, and always wanted more DACA. When the government began recruiting enhanced soldiers for their superhuman program, he was one of the first to sign up. After receiving a refined dose of Jekyll Juice, his right arm mutated dramatically. His hand and forearm transformed into a living, organic Gatling cannon. He can now rapidly fire bullets, shells, or energy projectiles directly from his palm at incredible speeds, essentially becoming a walking minigun. He proudly took the name Gatling Man, spelled exactly how he likes it. Gatling Man is a muscular brute wearing green tactical pants, combat boots, and dog tags. His right arm is heavily modified with visible mechanical and fleshy components that spin up when he fires. Bullet casings constantly eject from vents along his arm during sustained fire. His right arm functions as a high-caliber Gatling gun. He can fire thousands of rounds per minute. Ability to switch between different types of ammunition, standard, explosive, armor-piercing, etc. superhuman durability and strength to handle the massive recoil. Overheat mode, when pushed to the limit, his arm glows red-hot and fires even faster at the cost of burning himself. Gatling Man is loud, crude, and battle-hungry. He laughs maniacally while unloading on enemies and constantly yells things like BRT and eat lead freaks. He has a friendly rivalry with the Green Gunniac. They argue about who has the greener gear and respects Eagle Jones as the team leader, though he thinks the pretty boy is too soft sometimes. He is fiercely loyal to the government and President Lincoln, believing that overwhelming force is the only way to restore order. During a brutal street battle against a large group of Jekyll Juice mutants, Gatling Man dropped from a man-made angel's transport, right arm already spinning up. "Time to bring the rain," he roared. His right arm whirred to life and unleashed a deafening storm of bullets, tearing through mutant after mutant. Spent casings rained down around him like brass confetti. Captain Tougharm appeared on a nearby rooftop, trying to protect civilians caught in the crossfire. Gatling Man spotted him immediately. "Stretchy boy, you're on the wrong side of this," he shouted, swinging his arm upward and opening fire with a barrage of bullets. Tougharm barely managed to dodge and weave through the onslaught, using his elastic arm to swing between buildings. Gatling Man laughed wildly as he kept firing. "Come on, bitch. Let's see how strong you are when you're full of holes." The government's super soldier program was no longer just theoretical. They were bringing the heavy guns now. Then after him came Liberty Man. His real name is Samuel Liberty, a retired Marine Corps veteran, former history teacher, and lifelong patriot from Texas. Sam was a larger-than-life figure even before the juice, a man who genuinely believed in the ideals of America and dressed up as Uncle Sam every 4th of July. When the Jekyll Juice crisis exploded and the government needed powerful symbols to rally the public, President Adam Lincoln personally chose Sam to become the ultimate American hero. After undergoing a specially refined government version of Jekyll Juice, Sam was transformed into Liberty Man. He is the living embodiment of American patriotism. He wears a star-spangled blue vest with white stars, red and white striped arm sleeves, green military pants, and heavy combat boots. His most striking features are his silver spiked crown, resembling the Statue of Liberty's rays, and the flaming torch he carries as both a weapon and a symbol. His powers include superhuman strength and durability, the ability to channel and project Liberty flames, golden white fire that burns evil and corruption while inspiring allies, enhanced leadership and morale-boosting aura. People around him feel more courageous and united. Expert combatant with his torch, which can extend into a staff or burn with intense heat. Liberty Man is loud, proud, and unapologetically patriotic. He speaks in dramatic, old-fashioned American slogans and constantly talks about freedom, justice, and the American dream. While he is genuinely heroic and wants to protect innocent people, he is also extremely loyal to President Lincoln and the U.S. government. He views independent heroes like Captain Tougharm as dangerous vigilantes who undermine lawful authority. He gets along well with Eagle Jones. They share similar values, but clashes with the more independent holy warriors, Solomon Seven, Peter Saint, and Mechaman, often calling them well-meaning but misguided. During a massive battle in Washington, D.C., where mutated freaks were overwhelming the man-made angels, Liberty Man made his dramatic debut. He landed on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, torch blazing, and roared, "I am Liberty Man. The spirit of America will not be broken by chaos and monsters. For freedom, for justice, for the United States of America." He charged into the fray, swinging his flaming torch and inspiring the angels around him. His presence turned the tide of the battle as civilians cheered his name. From a nearby rooftop, Captain Tougharm watched the new government hero with a mix of respect and concern. "Great, now they've got their own Captain America," he muttered. Liberty Man looked up, spotting Tougharm, and pointed his torch at him. "You there? Stop operating as a lone wolf and join the real fight under the flag." The lines between government heroes and independent ones were becoming clearer by the day. The last soldier we will introduce is the Idahoan. His real name is Idris Izzy Smart, a proud Idaho native born and raised in Garden City. Before the crisis, Izzy was a rugged outdoorsman, former National Guard member, and die-hard supporter of President Adam Lincoln. When the call went out for more enhanced soldiers to support the growing government task force, Izzy answered immediately. He underwent the government's refined Jekyll Juice protocol and emerged as the Idahoan, the official superhuman protector of the Gem State and a key member of the federal super team. The Idahoan wears a striking red, white, and blue costume with a flowing red cape. His mask is split down the middle, one side red, the other white cream with glowing purple eyes. He carries himself with quiet confidence and authority. His powers include superhuman strength, durability, and stamina. Idaho Energy Projection. He can channel glowing purple energy through his hands for blasts, shields, or enhanced strikes. Gem State Resilience. Extremely high resistance to physical damage and environmental extremes, a nod to Idaho's tough landscape. Tactical expertise and leadership in outdoor rural combat. The Idahoan is calm, stoic, and no-nonsense. He speaks with a slight Idaho drawl and values hard work, self-reliance, and loyalty. While he believes in President Lincoln's vision for restoring order, he is more grounded than some of the flashier government heroes. He has a quiet respect for independent heroes who protect regular people, but he still follows orders and sees unchecked vigilantism as dangerous. He gets along decently with Eagle Jones and Liberty Man, but often rolls his eyes at the Green Gunnyac's loud antics and Gatling Man's over-the-top destruction. During a major Jekyll Juice outbreak that spilled from Boise into the surrounding Idaho wilderness, the Idahoan made his debut. He stood on a rocky outcrop overlooking a chaotic battlefield where mutants were rampaging through a small town. Captain Tougharm was already there trying to contain the situation without excessive casualties. The Idahoan dropped down dramatically, cape flowing, and raised his glowing purple hand. "That's enough," he said firmly. "This is Idaho soil. You mutants are done tearing it up." He unleashed a powerful energy blast that knocked back a group of charging freaks. Then he turned toward Captain Tougharm. "You've done some good work, Tougharm, but the president has a plan. Stand down and let the real authorities handle this." Tougharm floated in the air, arms crossed. "And if I do?" The Idahoan's eyes glowed brighter. "Then we'll have a problem, and I don't lose fights on my home turf." This was all part of Project Seraphim, Lincoln's personal super soldiers, all enhanced operatives in the government superhuman program, ultimately answer to one man, President Adam Lincoln. While the man-made angels operate as the public face of law enforcement, President Lincoln created a smaller, elite unit of individually enhanced super soldiers known internally as Lincoln's Guard. These heroes were personally selected or approved by the president himself and answer only to him. They do not take orders from generals, Congress, or even man-god Connor unless the president specifically allows it. This gives Adam Lincoln an unprecedented level of personal power. Current members of Lincoln's Guard. Eagle Jones, the all-American leader and public symbol. The Green Gunniac, obsessive tactical powerhouse. Sniper, the silent, deadly long-range specialist. Gatling Man, walking heavy weapons platform. Liberty Man, the inspirational patriotic icon. The Idahoan, guardian of the homeland and Lincoln's home state champion. President Lincoln keeps tight control over this team. He views them as his personal instruments to restore order and maintain his vision for America. While most of them are loyal to both the country and the president, this direct chain of command creates tension with other government branches and raises concerns among the Holy Warriors and Captain Tougharm, who see it as the beginnings of authoritarian rule. Man-god Connor still commands the larger man-made Angels force, but even he must defer to Lincoln's Guard when the president says so.